Hey, how's it going? It's, wow, okay. 200 days in RLCraft. That's a lot of days. It's a lot of days. The first 100, it was rough. I'm gonna be honest with you, it was rough. It really took me down. I really felt beaten down. It was hard, okay? I do not know how Luke the Notable does it. The man is about to do 2,000 days in hardcore Minecraft. That is a lot of days. That's wow. He gave me permission to put a twist on his original series, and it took me 100 days, but I killed Mugga Untu, the Dragon Lord of the Hollow Plains. And now, I'm going back in for 100 more days. But this time, I am going to steal a dragon egg. Doing that is no easy task. You must hunt down and slay a level 5 beast of a dragon. It's said that their blood-curdling screams can drive even the bravest of men to insanity. And now, I'm going to hunt one down, slay it, take its eggs, and raise a dragon as my own, and become a dragon lord. Hey, but first, if you want to subscribe to a man like me, I'm gonna be honest with you, that would make me very happy if you were to do that. Yeah, that would bring a smile. I'm almost at 700,000 subscribers. Can you imagine that? A man like me with 700,000 subscribers. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And while you're at it, if you want to leave a comment saying something like, "Whoa, cool guy," or something like that. I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my mind. And lastly, my mans, I'm gonna be honest with you. These narrative story videos, I'm just coming up with them on the spot. I'm just making it up as I go. And you know what? I'm having fun doing this. This is fun. I might even try doing it for another game. How about that? That sounds crazy. Okay, you know what? Enough of that. I've got some eggs to steal. Okay, my mans, here we go. Day 101. With the blood of Mugga Untu still fresh on my hands, I returned home. I was gonna need stronger weapons, so I used the man's bones to make a dragon bone rapier. Problem was that I was way too low of a level to wield it. So the next day, I went to a shadow dungeon. Let me tell you about this place. There's some bad boys here. There's some absolutely horrible boys down here, but I had to go in to try to get as much XP as possible so I could use the new weapons. Didn't go well. I died almost immediately after entering, and I also didn't even bring a pickaxe, because I just, wow. Was starting this whole thing out strong. Look at this. On day 103, I came back with a pickaxe. I fought my way through the dungeon until I got to a point where the boys were just way too strong for me, so I backed off and I think I left. The next day I continued searching for XP, but I didn't find much and I slept by a riverbank. Nice little peaceful spot to sleep, you know? Day 105. I found a fully stocked villager house, which I looted. And it was good because it had a ton of arrows, and I used them to fight a sea serpent. Yeah, these guys, they're rough. They're rough. You need a lot of arrows to take one of these boys down. I fought my way through a battle tower where I got some glowing ingots, and thank God I got these things because these are so hard to find and I needed them badly. The next day I did more of the same. I was clearing battle towers, looting and leveling up. I found an Aussie liner, which, oh my God, it's so good to have one of these things. Too bad I didn't get to experience it because I lost it almost immediately after finding it. I love that. That's like the third one I've found and lost. I also found silver gear. Remember how hard I was looking for this stuff? Well, I got some, and an XP tome. That got me high enough level to use the dragon bone weapon, so boom, that was taken care of nice and quick. I wrapped the day up by finding that water barrier place. I have no idea what to call this place, but it's a good place because it's got this windmill, and there's like a farm with I'm pretty sure it's a cult house. I don't know. The next day I went inside of it. I knew that there was ender chests inside, which were absolutely perfect, so I could put all the stuff that was filling up my inventory in those, so I could just get it later on. And perfect to find something like that. There's also a ton of fish in the fridge downstairs, which would feed me. I was a very hungry man. Good to have that. But best of all, just outside of the cult house, there's a pirate ship, and if you go to the bottom level of it, there's chests full of arrows. I needed arrows so badly. And not only that, there were slime and ender pearls, and there's so much. This island is so good. If you find one of these places, come here. Trust me. The next day, I continued my expedition. I was a man searching for anything that I could find, and you know what I found? an above-ground shadow dungeon, a fortress, and a bunch of other dungeons. Problem was I had way too much stuff on me to check them out, and even me, a man who likes to charge into stuff with a full inventory, I knew better to go into these things. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna find a waystone, and I'm gonna come back here later on. So that's what I did. I searched everywhere for a waystone, and I found one. A nice little village. I named this place Loot City, because I knew that the loot was nearby, you know? And now I could return here whenever I wanted, but I finished the day off by sleeping in the village. Day 109, it was a good day, pretty good day if I remember correctly. I left the village to this pile of obsidian that I saw while I was flying in, and I mined it so that I could make an ender chest when I got back to my base, and that's what I did. And then I made a flaming dragon bone rapier. A beautiful blade. This thing, oh my god, this was such a nice sword to have. But you know what? The next day, my good old friend Stupidity showed up. I love this man. I love when he just comes up unannounced, you know? I tried to fight a dragon. Without armor or anything, I just charged at the man. Why wasn't I wearing armor? I think because it was summer and I took it off to stay cool. I didn't have the Aussie liner. That thing was gone. I lost that already. Anyways, I actually almost killed the man somehow. Look at that. Wow.
I just tried to fight a dragon without my armor on. I'm dumb. Is he still chasing me? Hopefully not. No, there's no way he's still chasing me. Look at that.
The next day, I charged right into the fortress, thinking that I was going to be able to take this place on. I was able to kill a bunch of zombies, but eventually they overwhelmed me and nearly killed me. I had to jump off the side and land in the water where I was ambushed by a sea serpent, and I had to fight the thing hand to hand.
Okay, I killed another one.
I'll be honest, I have no idea what happened on day 112. I just wrote in my notes, something weird happened.
You have gained knowledge rank 1 of the
Where is this stuff coming
Ringwood.
from?
Check your bestiary.
What is going on here? What is going on right now? Things are getting weird in this desert.
It was clear that I wasn't prepared to take on the fortress. I was just rushing in and swinging my sword around and not thinking about it. I was just being an idiot, okay? Plain and simple. That's what I should have written in the script. I was being an idiot. So I went home, I prepared myself, stocked up on everything I needed, and I got ready to take on the fortress the right way. So I came back to the fortress the next day, and this time, my mans, I had a plan, okay? So I noticed these little flying men around the fortress, and I hate these guys, okay? I cannot stand them. I noticed that they're mostly at the top, so that's where I started. I landed on the roof, and I bashed my way into the very, very top room, and sure enough, that's where they spawn. So I knocked out all the spawners so these little guys wouldn't be pissing me off anymore. And that made it much easier to get into the lower levels, or at least the top, you know what I mean. So I opened up a side pocket, I went in, and I slaughtered everything in sight. I sent the boys in blue. They did their job. They did their job just right. I destroyed all the spawners. I went to all the chests, and I got a lot of stuff. I got a bunch of silver. I got glowing ingots. I got a ton of XP. I was a man who was feeling good. And then the next day I died.
Stop throwing stuff at me. Throwing your concoctions at me.
Chunky Lover Sean was pummeled by Yenguel VL2.
Okay, that's not good. That's really not good.
I got greedy. I got absolutely greedy. I'm telling you, I wanted more and more and more.
Yeah, that's really not good. There's a lot. Oh no. Oh, that's not good at all. Okay, that's fine.
On day 117, I got my stuff back, and I learned my lesson. I went home, and I crafted another glowing gem. That's 2 down, 1 to go. Okay, wow, looks like I'm just gonna have to skip day 118, because, I didn't take notes. Nice, I love that. That makes writing the script not hard at all. I guess I'm just gonna guess what I did. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that I did something dumb, okay? I probably harassed some sort of creature. Yeah, let's be honest, that's probably what I did.
Oh! Oh! There's poo flying everywhere. Oh! Look at that.
On day 119, I ventured to the snowy mountaintops to escape the heat of summer. And that's when I saw him. The rare ice dragon, Razmalakatasnia! That was an actual good name I just came up with on the spot. I was gonna go with Scissors, but I felt like that wasn't good. I don't know. Anyways, I fought the man.
Oh my god, I killed a dragon.
After killing the beast, I left his body alone. I didn't have any bottles on me, and I wanted to collect his blood. Dragons don't despawn, so I could come back anytime and get it. but it wasn't the ice dragon blood that excited me. You see, fire dragons guard gold, but ice dragons, well, they guard silver. And I was a man that needed silver badly, so I knew that there must be a nest around if I just killed I forget the name that I said. If I just killed that man, there must be silver around. And sure enough, there was.
Yes! All the silver! Look at all the silver! Oh my god, it's finally... Oh my god! Look at all that.
I grabbed as much as I could, and a storm rolled in. It also brought frost walkers. I don't know what these things are, what these guys are actually called, but these guys were spooky looking and I did not want to mess around with them, so I just left. I flew home. While the storm raged, I crafted my final glowing gem. The very last thing I needed to craft the dragon's eye bauble was a single carrot. And wouldn't you believe it, I didn't have any carrots, and neither did the village near my house or any of the other villages that I flew to. Somehow, I couldn't get a single carrot. One damn carrot and I couldn't get it. So I had to go out looking for carrots, and you know what happened when I did? I got shot out of the goddamn sky by a dragon.
Why is stuff just exploding?
Chaotic energy has manifested into something. Beware. Chunky Lover Sean.
What the fuck?
After recovering my stuff, I hid like a scared animal as a dragon flew around me, and I thought, my man, as soon as I get this dragon's eye crafted, you are done. This is not gonna happen to me anymore.
How about it never happens again?
Once the coast was clear and the dragon was gone, I ran out of there as fast as possible and I got to a nearby village, and I just hoped to God that they had carrots. And yes, they had carrots, of course they had carrots, it was good, so I grabbed the carrot, went home, and I finally crafted the dragon eye bauble. With this thing, dragons were no longer, they weren't even gonna be a concern for me. I could kill any dragon I came across, and I was really eager to try it out, so I went up, and the very first dragon I fought killed me. The very first one.
Okay, this is not going as planned.
But it was alright, because I went back, got my stuff back, and I killed the dragon. It was all good, and then I flew to the frost dragon and collected its blood. Frost dragon blood is good stuff. It's good stuff. Oh, same with the scales. Grab those scales, you know? Got that, the bones, got everything, and I went home with all of that good stuff on me. On to day 122. This was a really rough day for me, yet again. You know why? I was killed by another dragon. I was starting to think that I had like a faulty dragon's eye or something. Who knows? But why was I dying this much?
Okay, I'm going down.
Chunky Lover Sean fell from a high place.
Okay, that, oh, my dragon's eye. Oh.
At this point, I started to panic. I freaked out because I thought I had lost my dragon's eye after all that time and work I put into getting it. 122 days. I was freaked out.
Oh, my dragon's eye bauble. Oh, that's a lot of work gone. Oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Oh my god, I'm freaking out.
But it was all good. Thankfully I got it back. However, I did lose some dragon blood and dragon bones and a bunch of other stuff, but that was fine. As long as I had the dragon's eye, I was okay with losing that. The next day I told myself, you know what, Sean, it's time to turn things around. You're not going to go through all of these 200 days dying over and over again, chasing your stuff, losing stuff. No, it's enough of that. Take it seriously. So I built myself a frost dragon longbow. This thing was beautiful. I was able to get the infinity enchant, and you know what? That enchant is good. You know, it's good to have that. So that night I went out to get some XP and test the bow out, and wow. Look what I found.
Oh, Marok!
You have gained knowledge rank 1 of the Marok.
This is what I want this thing.
Check your bestiary.
Okay. It's go time. Marok, okay. Emeralds, okay. It won't die. I'm believing it won't die. If you believe, anything can happen. This, but just in case one's not enough, I'll get more. Yeah, that's 8, that's 8, that's 8, that's 8, that's 8. Okay, I'm going out there. Come here. Stop fighting me.
The Marok seems to love you now.
Okay, good.
You have gained knowledge rank 2 of the Marok.
I'm gonna go to bed, I'm gonna wake up, and I'm gonna have the Marok. I'm just gonna eat some fish really quick so I don't starve to death in my sleep. I'm eating the fish is okay, the fish is good. Will I have the Marok? Please have the Marok. I'm gonna go to bed, please have the Marok, 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 please grab this, okay, so then, this thing, make it, good, got it, okay, now I want this thing, good, got it, okay, good. Take the fish, no one needs the fish. Please, well, I hope the Marok's still here. Where's my Marok? There he is. Come here, come here, come here.
Your Marok has
Yes!
been found. You will now find it in your Mount Manager.
How's it going, my man? How's it going?
Yeah, wow, that was a good day there. That was one of the best days I had. The next day, I spent the whole day enchanting my gear, preparing, and just getting ready for what was to come. And the next day, I got on my mount, took to the sky, tracked down a dragon, and killed it. I wasn't going to be beaten down by dragons any longer.
That fight took so long. Now look at my man come down here.
But the next morning, I ran into a problem. I had no idea where I was. Absolutely no idea. So I spent the day trying to figure out how to get home. Turns out I was like 45 seconds away from my house. I was not far at all, and somehow this confused me so bad that it took an entire day to get home. That's good right there, love that. But while doing that, I was thinking about, you know what, there's gotta be a better way of fighting dragons. Fighting them in the sky is just, it's so hard for a man like me. I am not good with a bow, and I gotta hit him with so many arrows. But what if there was a way that I could force this man out of the sky and onto the ground? And that's when I came up with a beautiful, foolproof plan. I crafted a Frost Dragon Lance. Okay, this thing is really good. When you're on your mount, you can use it. Not only that, but if you strike an enemy with it, they'll turn to an ice cube. Alright? So I could just hit the dragon, the guy would turn into a block of ice like an idiot and just fall from the sky. Problem solved. So the next morning I went out looking for another dragon. And it didn't take long to find one.
Oh my god, something bad's about to happen. My man, you're on fire here. Is that dead? Is he dead?
Okay, so like that, I was getting the hang of killing dragons, and I thought, it's time to fight the big boy, the level 5 tyrant, the biggest, the chunky dragon. It's time to take on this man. Problem is finding this man is not exactly that easy. Level 5 dragons live in dens, which are located deep underground, and I was yet to find one. But that changed on day 130. I found an anthill outside of one of the villages I went to frequently, and I was curious, what treasures could I find in this anthill? So I went in. I fought a bunch of disgusting ants, and then I saw them. Charcoal blocks. There's only one way charcoal blocks could be in this anthill. If there was a den nearby. So I started digging, and sure enough, I found a sleeping level 5 dragon. Level 5 dragons are huge, my man. Okay, these things are massive. These are not like the ones I've been killing before. Those are just small little... Maga Untu doesn't even come close to the size of this man. This is a big, big boy. So I returned to my base, and I gathered all the supplies that I would need to fight this dragon. By the time I got back to the den, it was the next day, and I was ready to fight the dragon. And then, it all went horribly wrong. I fell into the dragon's den.
Okay, that wasn't part of the plan, so we're just gonna...
And then I panicked and drank a recall potion, which teleported me to one of the nearby houses. I walked outside of that house, and I was just hoping to God that the dragon didn't wake up. And guess what? Yeah, this man was wide awake. He was awake and he was pissed.
Chunky Lover Sean was slain by Fire Dragon.
That one's so bad. That one's so poorly.
I was able to get my stuff back and get home. Back at the base, I made a special golden apple and replaced my chest piece with a diamond one. Not exactly ideal to fight a level 5 dragon, but I was hoping that the apple would make up for it. I used a waystone to get back to the village, and then I slept. The next morning, I went out prepared to fight the dragon, and the man was gone. I had no idea where he went. I got up in the air, I started flying around looking for him, and I could not find this man. I killed 3 additional dragons, which was okay because I needed to replenish my supply of scales and bones, but I could not find the level 5 dragon.
The level 5 dragon is just gone.
I set a goddamn level 5 dragon free. Do you have any idea what this man is going to do to the world? you know how much he's gonna burn and how many villages and creatures and people he's going to kill? Hundreds. This man is going to murder a lot of people. And I set this guy free. The following day, I went into his den. Since he wasn't there, I figured, you know what? There's a bunch of loot sitting down there. I may as well just go collect it. And it wasn't the best idea, I'll be honest with you. It wasn't one of my best. So I flew down there. I turned the dragon eye on so that I could find silver nearby. I thought, you know what? I may as well make a second dragon eye because chances are I'm probably going to lose this one. Maybe I can grab some stuff from the chests. The boys in blue will do their job. It's all going to be a-okay. But no, that is not what happened at all. I was slaughtered like a dog down there. I was murdered, laid out, and then things got even worse. I respawned in the nearby village, and I went to sleep, and I woke up in the morning. I had 5 minutes to get my stuff back. All I had to do was get on my mount, fly to the Dragon's Den, which wasn't that far away, go down into the hole and collect my stuff, get back on my mount and fly out, and everything would have been fine. But that's not exactly how it went. See, when I was flying over to the den, and I knew that I had a 5-minute window, I saw a desert creature. All I had to do was not get distracted by this thing, and I just couldn't help myself. I had to start screwing with it. Couldn't have just flown past it and went down into the hole. No, I had to stop and play with it. So I did that, then I went down into the hole, and guess what? My stuff was gone. Yeah, it despawned. I missed the window by a matter of like 10 seconds. If I was 10 seconds, I would have had this all. And that meant my dragon's eye was gone. Yeah. 125 days worth of progress gone because I wanted to screw around with a desert creature. That was hands down the biggest mistake I made in this entire series right there. The next morning I was a man who was feeling rough. I'll be honest with you, I wanted to stop playing at this point. I felt like all of the progress I made in the past 135 days was gone and that I was not capable of doing this. But you know what? You know what you do when you're beaten down and your back's up against the wall and you feel like every little creature is gonna rip you apart? You get back up, my man. You get back up and you fight. You go outside and you take on whatever beast the game throws at you. In this case, it was a zombie, and I'm glad I did, because when I killed this man, he dropped 3 glowing ingots. The exact things I needed to start crafting another dragon's eye. I grabbed those ingots, grabbed all my stuff from the chest in that village, and I went home. When I got there, I forged a fire dragon bone halberd, and I reforged it until it was legendary. But I was getting low on supplies. I needed more diamonds, iron, food, etc. So I went out the next day and spent the majority of it hunting. I killed a lot of those green dinosaurs. What are they called? Aerosaurs? Yeah, I got a lot of their meat. If you cook it, it's real good. That's some delicious meat right there. So I got a bunch of that, and then I cleared out the top floor of a battle tower. The next day, I cleared out the rest of the tower, methodically going floor to floor, killing everything and checking every chest. I got lots of silver gear. I continued doing this throughout day 139, and by nightfall, I had enough silver to rebuild my dragon's eye. And on day 140, I returned home and crafted my second dragon's eye.
There we go, another dragon's eye, jeez.
I also rebuilt my potion rings of resistance, enchanted all of my armor, and got power 3 on my bow. My mans, I was back. Day 141, I went back to the Shadow Dungeon. And guess what? Yeah, I got killed. All of that this game really beats you down, you know?
Chunky Lover Sean was burned to a crisp whilst fighting Dark Geist LVL3.
At this point, I realized something I should have realized a long time ago. Torches are a really important part of Minecraft. This is something I should have figured out 141 days ago, that maybe I should start carrying torches around on me. So the next day, after I got my stuff back for the like millionth time, I crafted torch arrows. Now these things are, oh my god, these things, look at this. You shoot the torch arrow into a dark room, and you can just see everything. You don't need to go into the room and place the torches yourself. You can just fire these things into dark rooms. Problem solved. This should have been one of the very first things I made. So after I solved that problem, another problem arose. I felt like a man in a sinking ship, and just these holes, I had to keep patching them, and then more water comes in, I had to patch another hole. I was sinking. Problem after problem. Anyways, I saw ice was forming in the water near my house. Yeah, winter was coming. But this time I wasn't going to ignore winter. I was going to deal with it right then and there, at least as much as I could at that time.
Alright, so now if I put this here, and I flip this on, that should heat me up. As long as this area is relatively sealed. I don't even care about my house anymore. I don't know if that's clear.
I repaired some of my gear the following day, and I continued preparing myself for the dungeon. I made grave scrolls and heating packs, because you know what? It probably is gonna get cold down there. And on day 144, you know what? I went down into that dungeon, and I got to work. I started killing everything. Everything I ran into. I was slaughtering so many men. That was until I ran into a blight grue. You know what? I take it back. I don't hate mermaids the most. I hate grues. These things actually scare me. These things terrify me. So I just left. I wasn't gonna fight that thing. Why fight a man like that? That thing would just rip me to shreds.
Not doing it. Not fighting it. Not fighting that guy.
I came back later and he was gone. Thank God. The guy left. So I continued cruising through this dungeon, killing everything. The Dragon Halberd was, oh my God, such a good weapon. I was slaughtering everything. I got to the final room of the dungeon, which was home to the Malevolent Observer. And you know what? I took the man down. No problem. He dropped his staff that shoots these massive exploding magic charges, and I wanted to know how effective they were at killing dragons. So the next day, I crafted a dragon flute. Yeah, I thought that the dragon flute would be a useful tool for getting a dragon to land out of the sky. No, the dragon flute does not do that. That has nothing to do with the dragon flute.
And I'll use the flute. Where is he? Is that not?
By this point, winter was in full swing, and the heating packets they just weren't gonna cut it. The heating coil was okay, but if I wanted to do any sort of long-term exploration, I needed an Aussie liner. And you know what happened to the last Aussie liner. You know what happened to the last 4 Aussie liners. I just kept losing these things. But I needed one, so I dropped everything, and I got to work on making my own. You need ice, slime, and magma. I had tons of slime and tons of ice, but I had very little magma. So the next day, I sat down and I thought about how I was gonna do this. I knew that I needed to get Silk Touch on a pickaxe, or at least be honest, I don't know if you need that. But I spent the entire day trying to get Silk Touch on a diamond pickaxe, and I spent a lot of time and resources on this, so I really hope that's the case. I thought if I swam to the bottom of the ocean, I could find some magma, I could mine it, bring it back up, problem solved. Yeah, that didn't work at all.
Okay, so that didn't work really well.
Yeah, it turns out in the winter, hey, the water's cold. So with that out, my next move was to go to the Nether. And I'll be honest, I was a scared man on day 147. I did not want to go to the Nether. Every single time I've gone to the Nether in RLCraft, I've been ripped to shreds like an idiot. And you know what? This time was no different.
You have gained knowledge rank 1 of the behemoth.
The devil's standing right there.
Check your bestiary.
Okay.
You are now able to summon the behemoth as a temporary minion. You will need a summoning item to summon it. You have gained knowledge rank 1 of the Wraith.
Thank God I didn't bring my gear in there with me. Honestly, I can see myself doing that, and I'm glad I didn't, because that would have sent me back big time. Anyways, the next day, I shifted my plan yet again. I was on version 3 of my plan now. I thought, I'm just gonna kill magma beasts outside of this fire pool, and hopefully some of them will drop something that can help me out in this department. And then I found out that I can actually swim in lava with the Dragon Eye. Yeah, you can jump right in like it's water, no problem. So I did that, and it made doing this actually a lot easier. And then, things started going poorly again. Yet another problem. On day 149, the Sub-Zero event happened.
Sub-Zero! Freeze in fear!
Okay, so this one spawns a bunch of, I don't even know what these things are, Reapers, I don't know. They're floating ice boys out, they filled the sky, they were everywhere. Now, all I would have to do in this situation is just stay in my house and wait for them to despawn, but what do you think I did? What do you think a man like me decided to do in this situation? Yeah, I walked outside. Look at this. I'm opening the door and going outside. Why? There was nothing out there for me. There was nothing. There was no neat reason to do this, and yet I did it. I think maybe I thought that I can't even come up with a reason for this. Anyways, I died, of course. I died. And it was a pretty bad death because I actually lost some of my stuff here. Even though it was right next to my house, somehow lost some of it. Anyways, the next day I thought, oh, yeah, I'm so sick of winter. I'm so sick of having to farm fire beasts. I'm so sick of it all. I could be doing something that's much more productive. And then it hit me. Why didn't I do what so many other people do? Why don't I just leave for the winter? What if I go somewhere warm, like the desert? So that's what I did. I said, screw it, and I went down south for the winter. Hell yeah, the next day I was feeling good. I was a man on vacation. I was walking around on the beach. I was saying hi to the villagers. I was killing stuff. I spent the night fighting mobs, getting a ton of experience. It was good. I was a man on vacation and I was happy. There was nothing to complain about. And then it happened. The next day, I was reminded of what I did. I was reminded of the death and destruction I set loose on the world. I saw the level 5 dragon I released. And I knew. It was time to kill this man. I went home, gathered the supplies I needed to fight the beast, and I returned to where I last saw him. He was gone. But this time, I wasn't letting him get away. I had to track him down. I followed the path of death and destruction, and sure enough, it led me right to him. Look, he was flying into the mountains like an idiot, and just right into the wall. And I thought, this is a perfect opportunity to take this man down. So I launched my attack, and things went bad, okay? They went bad yet again. About 5 seconds after attacking, a second dragon attacked me, and then some more bad boys spawned, and everything just fell apart. I was shot down, I landed in a puddle, I was attacked, I had to eat my the special golden apple, the one that isn't just a golden apple, but it's an apple surrounded by a bunch of blocks of gold. That was just a huge waste. So there I was, standing in the darkness, waiting for my mount to respawn. And I thought to myself, no, not again. You cannot let this man get away. I waited for my mount to respawn. I got on him, and I flew after the level 5 dragon. I tracked him down again, and I fired like 2 arrows into the guy and he died. It was super anticlimactic, but he was dead and I killed the level 5 dragon. It was too dangerous to loot him that night, so I flew to a nearby village and I slept. In the morning I returned, and you know what?
Dragon egg! Dragon egg! Oh no.
This man had eggs. 2. This man had 2 eggs, and I got them both. I snatched them right up, and as I was on my way home, I noticed Medusa's lair. I knew that I couldn't let evil like that just sit unattacked. I can't think of I didn't write anything in the script for this part. So what did I do? I made a blindfold. Oh yeah, because if you look at Medusa and you don't have a blindfold on, you're a man who's stone. You're just dead on the spot. So you gotta have a blindfold. So I did that. I went in, and I killed Medusa. It was really, really easy when you have a blindfold. Not even a problem. And then I got her head that if you pointed at something or someone, you can turn them to stone. A super powerful object in the game, but you can only do it once. Anyways, I finally went home on day 156, and unfortunately winter was still freezing cold. So I got back to work, farming magma cream, and by the next day, I had enough to make an Aussie liner. Now I wouldn't need to worry about things being too cold or too hot. I could just be a man who could live and not have to worry about temperature constantly. This is something I should have done a long time ago. So with all of those problems solved and done and dealt with, I could now finally focus on what I wanted to do. Hatch a goddamn dragon egg. To do that, you need netherrack, and there wasn't a chance in hell, my man, I was going back to the nether. No way I was going in there. So, I set out searching for netherrack. Oh, no, looks like I got distracted like 1 or 2 minutes into my search. What was I doing here? Why was I doing this? Oh, look at that, I'm bombing the place. Yeah, I was using the staff from the Malevolent Observer and I was bombing the fortress. This was the one from the first 100 days. Oh yeah, look at that, I got a full block of silver. Imagine if I just went a little bit further in the first 100 days and got this. That would have solved so many issues if I had just done that. I spent the entire next day looking for netherrack. And I found some.
Ah, that's what I was looking for, netherrack, perfect.
I brought it home, went to bed, And then I started work on creating a dragon hatching chamber. I carved out a section of my hallway, put up some windows, put the netherrack down, put some logs or something around it, lit it on fire, and placed the egg. Then all I had to do was wait. And I didn't have to wait very long, because the very next day, the egg hatched.
Once this boy hatches, he's gonna be... He hatched! Oh my god. My man!
I loved this man. You could pick him up, put him on your shoulder, he just walked around, did whatever he wanted. He really wanted to go in this one door. I don't know why he always wanted to go in there, but I loved this man. The only thing was that this guy, oh, he loved to eat. He wanted a lot, and I mean a lot, of meat. So I went out hunting. Over the next couple days, I went out hunting for meat, getting bones, and just giving my little man everything he needed to be big and strong. This man was so hungry.
Hey, a little bit bigger now. Oh! Oh! You need a lot of meat.
It's a lot of work feeding a dragon, you know? He eats and he eats and he eats, but when those little moments where you get to see the guy sleep, oh my god, look at this. It just warms my heart.
Look at, oh, look at my man sleep. I love this guy. I love him. I love you. I gotta name you.
However, while I was out looking for meat on day 62, I found the entrance to a dungeon. Specifically the dungeon that contained the Tyrant Dragon. The next day, I went in. First thing I saw was Geckons. You know what? I love the Geckons. Remember these guys? I love these guys.
Go get them, boys. Look at these guys going in there.
I kept going through the dungeon and I got a bunch of XP. I was using it to level up my Iron Skins ability, which makes it so I take a lot less damage. I killed Graveler, killed that guy. That was an easy kill. But the Grues, man, the Grues. These things were giving me a lot of trouble. I still hated them. So I went home and remember those sunglasses I got a while ago? Yeah, you wear those and the Grues are no longer a problem. Equipped with my good sunglasses, I was able to clear through the entire dungeon and I got some good stuff. Look at this, I got the Ender Queen's crown. I wasn't sure what it did, but it just seemed like the type of thing that was good. And this was also good because I was getting a lot of bones and I needed bones just as bad as I needed meat. It took me 2 days, but on day 165, I reached the Tyrant Dragon room. But I didn't want to kill this man. No. I wanted to tame him. So I grabbed some dragon treats, a soul stone, and I walked into the Tyrant Dragon chamber, hoping that I could tame this dragon and take him as my own.
Do you know about these treats? What's going on? Okay, are you harming me? Because if you're harming me, we gotta have a talk. Oh, look how close I am to dying right now. Oh my god. He's stuck in the lava, that's the issue. If I could, like, figure out how to beat that lava. Do I got a bucket on me? Wait, maybe I can pick it up. Oh, there we go. That worked. He's free now. Okay, so now... a free man... Come here. Yes, come here. It's like he doesn't want the dragon treat. Does he have to land first? If I hit him enough, will he land? There, he's landed.
Chunky Lover Sean was pummeled by the Tyrant Dragon.
But it didn't work. It didn't work at all. I don't know what was happening. Maybe he wasn't hungry. Maybe the treats weren't good. I don't know what happened. He was not taking any of the dragon treats. In fact, he killed me several times. And I was not going to let that fly. So I sent in the boys in blue. I stood from afar and shot him with arrows. And I killed the Tyrant Dragon. The next day, I left the dungeon. I was feeling good. I just killed a massive beast. I got some good stuff, but I still had a lot of work to do. I had a dragon at home, and he needed a lot of meat. He also needed a lot of bones. So I thought, what about that bone structure that I came across in the first 100 days? I bet maybe I can get some bones there. So I went over there, and it turns out, you can't turn bone blocks into bones. It doesn't work. So I spent a whole day doing this. It was just a total waste of time. So the next day, it was back to the battle towers. I was killing a bunch of skeletons in there, and then I realized, you know what? Maybe I can get some bones from dragon nests. So I did that. I found some dragon nests, went to the chests, and got bones. And that was an okay way of getting them. Like, I was starting to get a decent amount that way. I continued on into day 168, searching for dragon nests and killing skeletons and getting bones that way. And then I saw a giant flying ship. And I could not help myself. I mean, could you? If you saw that thing in the sky, would you not think that there was gonna be something good in there? So I flew up to it, and not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. There wasn't anything particularly dangerous on it when I first landed. The real danger was my game. It started freezing a lot. I don't know what was going on. The ship, it did not like me being on this ship.
Come on, unfreeze. This is the freezing glitch. I hate this glitch. Oh my god! Look at this. How is the game gonna freeze like that? Oh my god!
And then all of a sudden, everything spawned at once, so I had to run and jump off the back of the boat and dive into the dark, cold ocean. I had no idea. There could have been a sea serpent down there. There could have been like a robot turtle that would drag me to the bottom of the ocean. I had no idea. So I swam to shore as fast as possible, and I got out of the ocean okay. I then spent the entire night hunting skeletons and any creature that could drop meat. And that continued on throughout the next day. I was killing creature after creature after creature. I was slaughtering everything in sight. I was becoming bloodthirsty. I mean, I was killing so much stuff, like so many things. And then you know what happened? I don't know why I did this, but I killed an innocent man.
Oh! Sorry.
And then I killed another one the next day.
What would happen if you were to... Oh! Oh. Whoops.
Why did I kill these men? I found an above-ground shadow temple, but it was, by the time I found it, it was way too late in the day, and I did not want to sleep on top of it and get harassed by a bunch of exploding or flying or vampire bat or whatever number of things that will kill you in the sky in RLCraft, so I thought I'll come back here the next day. The next morning, I started from the top. I opened up a hole in the side of it and I started shooting at the Malevolent Observer. I was mostly safe, so it wasn't really a hard fight. I also killed Pong Kong, who dropped a plant soulstone. Hell yeah, look at this! I used it and I got a shambler or something. I forget what these things are called, but look at this guy. Yeah, he's a weirdo, I like him.
Oh my god!
The next day, I did the exact same thing. I killed another Pong Kong and got another plant soulstone and another shambler. Yeah, he was weird too. Both of them, two weird guys. I love them both though, they're good guys. I left the Shadow Dungeon and I continued exploring. On day 173, I found a ton of cows, and I was really happy to see these cows because at this point, I was getting a little bit worried that my decision to hunt instead of farm was a big mistake, but no. The hunting was way faster than it would have taken me to farm all this meat, so I was happy that I did it this way. And let's be honest here, if I started a farm in RLCraft with a bunch of cows, those things would have been ripped to shreds the very first night by a bunch of raptors or a rock, or it would have been killed so quickly in this game. So I brought all my meat and bones home, and I started making dragon meal for my dragon. He loved it. He was getting he was getting so big, man. This guy was growing up so quick. He was becoming a full-blown dragon right before my eyes. And look at him. The next day, he learned how to fly. He learned how to fly.
You're flying now? Oh my god, he's learned to fly. I gotta keep him in here. Why is a part of my house on fire? Did you learn to... Why did I keep a dragon inside my house? No, stop breathing! No, I don't want to hit you, but you can't be... You can't be... You're gonna burn the house. Where's the stick? I need a stick. I need a stick. You're gonna burn the whole... Look what you've done! Look what you've done to my stuff! Oh my god! I need a stick! I need a stick! I need a stick! You're nuts! You could have destroyed my bed! I don't even know what to say right now. Should I get as much of this as I can in the chest? And I'll figure everything else after.
Okay, so the next day I went out looking for blaze powder. I don't know why I was doing this. I don't know why. I'm sure there's some sort of reason, but after friggin' Maga-Unto Jr. burned my house down and torched half my stuff, I stopped taking notes. So why am I doing this? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Oh, no, I was doing it so I could make some more glowing gems. I wanted to make a second dragon eye because after seeing half my stuff get torched, I thought, well, it's only a matter of time before I lose another one. And on day 177, I had a second one made. Well, technically third. I've spent so much time making these things. I wanted to make a waystone. But to make one of those, you need a nether star. And getting a nether star isn't exactly easy. You need to kill a wither. And how do you kill a wither? How do you get the skulls to kill a wither? You gotta go to the nether. So on day 178, I tried yet again to go to the nether.
Here goes nothing, I guess. Now what?
You have gained knowledge rank 1 of the Pinky. Chunky Lover Sean was blown up by Wraith LVL2.
I was getting really stressed out. Man, between dying in the nether, losing another dragon eye, having all my stuff burned, half my house burning down, and Maga Unto Jr. was getting to be pretty big. The man was growing. He was growing quick, and it was just a lot, man. It was getting to me. The next day I wrote in my notes, "Don't give up. I have one more plan." But you know damn well that plan didn't work. Let's just see.
Okay, here we go. Do this as fast as possible.
Chunky Lover Sean was pummeled by Captain and LVL2.
Okay, yeah. There we go. Wow, it looks like I still wasn't done with screwing with the nether on day 180, because I went back in. Why was I doing this? It was a guaranteed death every time I went in there. And look, when I came back out, a skeleton spawned in my house, and everything was spiraling out of control. But I still wanted those wither skeleton skulls, so I spent the next day sitting outside of a portal hoping that a behemoth would come out and I could kill it. It didn't happen. I just gave up on this. I left the area and flew to one of the old villages that I knew that I had stored some meat at. And when I got there, I couldn't find any of the meat that I left. I was pretty angry. And in a fit of rage, I struck down yet another innocent man.
Oh, where the fuck did I put it? No! I did that out of rage, I'm so sorry.
I felt the rage of Maga Unto flowing through me. I later found the meat and I calmed down a little bit and I brought it home.
There it is. Okay.
In the morning, I made the dragon meal and I fed it all to Maga Unto Jr. He was level 3 now and was getting much bigger. But still, he demanded more meat. This man was taking everything from me. I was killing so many things and bringing him meat over and over again. On day 183, I killed 2 dragons and looted their nests. I went to the battle towers to farm skeletons, and I was getting plenty of bones. On day 184, I returned to the level 5 dragon den where I had previously died. Except when I got there, it just looked like a bad idea, so I left. I wasn't doing that again. I learned my lesson. I was a broken man, and I was not in the mood to die again. Instead, I just spent another cold, dark night killing. The next morning, I returned home with plenty of meat from Maga Unto Jr., and I fed him. He kept growing. And then, I rode him for the very first time.
I can fly him! I'm flying my dragon! Oh my god. I'm flying my man. Oh! I don't really have that much control over him. I don't know how to... There we go.
I spent that evening killing. It was yet another blood-soaked night of killing for Maga Unto. In the morning, I fed him again, and this man was getting big, okay? This was getting out of hand how big he was getting. Just a few days ago, he was a small little dragon, and now, he was a beast. He was getting way too big for me. I still needed wither skeleton skulls, so I came up with a plan. I read online that if a wither skeleton blows up, he's more likely to drop a skull. So I crafted TNT arrows and I flew back to the old fortress because I knew that there were wither skeleton spawners inside. I entered the side of the building and this didn't work.
Okay, that. Let's
I just ended up farming them. I don't even know if I got a skull here. I think I got one. I don't know. I'll just say I did. Who knows? I didn't take notes. I was worried about what I was gonna do with this giant dragon that I had at home. I spent a lot of time in the fortress killing everything, and I was getting a bunch of bones, so that was good, and I was getting some experience. I continued doing this throughout day 188, but Yeah, I don't know. I just gave up at some point and went home. I killed a pack of innocent llamas too for their meat. I don't know why I did that. Normally I draw the line with llamas. I wouldn't kill these guys, but I guess I did here. Oh my god. Listen to them cry in pain. Well, okay, so that was getting dark there. On my way home, I found one of those like water barrier fortresses with the cult house, another one of them. And this was great because I knew that in the cult house there was a wither skeleton skull on the 2nd floor, and I could grab that, and that's exactly what I needed. Plus all the arrows, the ender chests, and all the slime balls and ender pearls and eyes of ender. This was good. It was good to find this. The next day, I killed 2 sea serpents. 2 of them. I had mostly been avoiding sea serpents because, let's be honest here, these things are wild. If one of these things knocks you off your mount and you land in the ocean, you are done. There is so much stuff in the ocean that wants to kill you, and if it does manage to do that, your gear and all your stuff is just gonna float right or sink right to the bottom of the ocean. Gone. Good luck finding that again. It is gone. But hey, that did not happen to me. I was able to kill 2 of them, get their scales, and get home. It was good. I had a good day. When I finally got home on day 190, I fed more meat to Maga Untu. And he was now a level 5 dragon. This man was huge.
That's a stage 5. There he is.
Now that Maga Untu was finally fully grown, I didn't have to spend all of my time hunting for meat for the man. The man was big enough. There was no need to make him any bigger than this. This was fine. No more meat for the man. The next day, I prepared to fight the wither. I'll be honest. This was the very first time I had ever fought a wither before. I had never even seen one in game, so I didn't really know what to expect. I knew how to make one. You used like the sand, you made the T-shape, and you put the 3 skulls on it. But I didn't know what to expect. So I made him, and this man was flying around destroying everything. The fight was not even that, like, it was just a weird fight. Halfway through, my arrows just stopped doing damage to him. This man was nuts. He was crazy, but eventually, it took a little while, but he calmed down and I was able to kill him. I got my nether star. And the next day, I finally crafted a waystone. Now I could teleport in and out of my base to the various random points across the map that I had discovered.
There it is. I got a waystone. I can go here anytime now. There it is, beautiful.
You know, I'm really glad I did this on day 192. This would have been so much more useful if I had done it like 150 days ago. I spent so much time flying across that field, that lake, that river, that ocean. I've spent so much time. I just had this in my base from the, oh my god. The next day, I took to the sky and I rode Maga Untu. It was beautiful. But then something, I discovered that you can control his dragon breath. And then I set fire to everything I saw. I was burning down villages, trees, forests, fields. I was burning everything.
I have so much power now. I can feel it.
Okay, once I was done with whatever that was, I went back home and I grabbed all of my eyes of Ender, or Ender eyes, whatever they're called, and I went out looking for the end portal. And by the end of day 195, I had found it. This was the first time I had ever done this, so I was surprised that I was able to find it in just one day. I don't know if that's good or not. Is that good? One day to find it? Yeah, it's probably pretty good. I plugged in all of the Ender eyes into the portal, and then I returned home and collected my things. I grabbed the Ender Queen's crown. I read that it makes it so that not only do Endermen not attack you, but they actually attack anything that attacks you, and hell yeah, you know what? I wasn't gonna turn away something like that. Have all those creepy guys going after the other stuff and not me? Yeah, that seemed like a good idea. Oh yeah, I also did some potion brewing for the first time on day 196. I made some regen potions, you know? It was about time, right? 196 days into this thing that I start using potions. Once I was ready, I entered the end portal. I spawned in a box, and I tunneled my way out. Once I was in the clear, I summoned Maga Untu. I took to the sky, and I let loose all of his fury.
There we go. Burn! All of you burn! Face the wrath of Maga Untu. Burn. Burn it all down. Burn in righteous fire.
What does righteous fury mean? Why do I just say stuff like that? Mugga Untu was great at clearing out mobs. Well, sort of. They respawn pretty fast, and he was kind of hard to control on account of him being so big. But you know what? Who doesn't like to rain fire on everything? I was able to destroy a bunch of those crystals that with his fire, but eventually I had to land him, put him away, and get on my regular mount that was a lot more maneuverable and quicker and easier to control. And from there, I was able to shoot down a bunch of the crystals and then move to the main target, the Ender Dragon. The fight didn't last very long at all. I was able to take him down pretty quickly with dragon bone arrows and slowing arrows, and it wasn't hard.
Quick.
There it is.
Return to the light. Chunky
He's down.
Lovershawn has made the advancement free the end.
He's down.
The challenge was getting the stuff that he dropped. There is so much stuff in the end. There are so many beasts that are running around, and it's just, oh my god, it's so hard to do anything here, because the moment you land, there's like 100 of these guys just trying to rip you apart. So I sent in the boys in blue, I did everything I could to just try to pull everything away, and then I landed and ran up and grabbed the Ender Dragon scales and the experience, and I was able to get out. It was tough though, it was very tough. And that was actually the very first time I beat Minecraft. And hey, look at that, I had so many levels. I didn't know what to do with all of them, so I just started leveling everything up. By the time I was done, my character was so strong. He was, oh my god, I was the strongest man ever. There was nothing that could kill me. Absolutely nothing. And then, finally then, did I feel like I was capable of doing what I wanted to do in RLCraft. From the beginning, I heard about the fabled battle burrito, and I knew that I had to taste one. Thing is you need pinky meat, and I completely forgot to get it while I was in the end. But there's another place you can get it. The Nether. It all came down to this, me versus the Nether. The one place that I dare not go. I had to go there. I had to enter the Nether. But this time was different. In the past, I've gone in without my gear, or I've gone with little to nothing. But if I wanted to survive and get the fabled pinky meat, I had to take everything I had in there with me. I wouldn't survive without it. It was a risk I had to take. So, I went in.
There's Pinky. This is what I've been hunting, these guys. Here it is.
I was able to escape the Nether with the meat, and now I was feeling good. I had the pinky meat, I had everything I needed, so now I just needed to get a few more ingredients. On the morning of day 198, I grabbed my supplies and I headed out for what would be my final hunt. The targets? Maka, Aspid, Yale, and the green dinosaurs, Aerosaur, whatever they're called. I was able to track down every beast and slaughter it, except for the Maka. I continued hunting the next day. I searched everywhere for the Maka, but I couldn't find it. It's funny, the Maka is one of the most common creatures in RLCraft, but for some reason, I couldn't find one when I needed it most. It was the last piece of meat I needed to craft the fabled battle burrito, and I couldn't find it. But then, I found not one, but two. A mother and a child, alone and scared. I stood there with all of my gear and power, and I thought to myself, since I started playing RLCraft, I've always wanted to taste a battle burrito. And I'm just one mouse click away from it now. But then, I thought about all the death and destruction, the fire and flames, the magma, the pain, the suffering that I've caused. All in the name of Mugga Untu. The rage of Mugga Untu had consumed me, and I was lost in bloodlust. So I made a decision, then and there, not to kill. I was done with the bloodshed. I walked away from the mother and child, and I let them live. As I returned home, I was confronted by the demons of the night, skeletons, raptors, zombies. But I refused to fight them. I would not kill anymore. I got home and went to bed, and woke up to the morning of day 200. That morning, I flew to the Hollow Plains, the very place where 100 days ago, I had killed Maga-Untu. This is where it all began. I released Maga-Untu Jr., and I let him fly free. What I had done here 100 days ago set me on a path that I didn't know where it was going to take me, but it ended in pain and suffering for everyone around me. I was done with the bloodshed.